Time now for our North Country history lesson, where we tell you about a nature enthusiast who forever changed the Thousand Islands region.
Emily Griffin takes us to the Minna Anthony Common Nature Center.
These days, the weather is perfect for enjoying the sights and sounds at the Minna Anthony Common Nature Center. There are 9 miles of trails and countless types of wildlife to spot. But who was Minna Anthony Common?
She was actually a summer resident and spent her childhood summers in a local community called Thousand Island Park. So she really got to explore the nature, the flora, and the fauna.
Having grown up appreciating the nature here, Minna became passionate about preserving it and educating others.
There was a patch of woods behind her house that was at one point slated to be torn down. So she did not stand for that. She petitioned them to start a nature trail. So in 1935, she created the Rock Ridges Nature Trail. So that was her first foray into conservation.
She was also a talented artist. During a time when you couldn't just Google a bird or a plant, Minna would patiently illustrate them, and then wrote about and published her observations in the Watertown Daily Times newspaper for 25 years.
As a means to kind of teach herself and teach others about nature.
Minna was also the founder of the North Country Birding Club. But it was not her who founded this namesake nature center.
This nature center was founded in 1969. It was actually spearheaded by Catherine Common Johnson, who was Minna's daughter. When this land came up for purchase, she petitioned New York State to acquire the land and to build a nature center and to name it in honor of her pioneering mother, Minna Anthony Common.
For more than 50 years, the Nature Center has been a bastion for environmental education and preservation, a continuation of Minna's legacy. Emily Griffin, 7 News.